and welcome to Mid-American Gardener. Glad that you've joined us today. We're going to talk about all things plants, so stay tuned. I'm Diane Nolan and I teach horticulture at the University of Illinois at the Urbana-Champaign campus, and I'm in the crop sciences department. However, there are three really talented folks here. I can tell by looking at them, and I know they're talented too. So let's find out who they are and their expertise areas, and we're going to answer some emails to get and do some show and tells. Let's start with you first, Dyke Barkley.
Okay. My name is Dyke Barkley, and I own Barkley Farms Nursery down in Paris, Illinois, as well as teach the horticulture program down in Mattoon, Illinois at Lakeland College. What I brought today for show and tell was some hydrangeas, just because they're looking really good right now. Maybe answer a quick question we always seem to get is what to do about the blue and the pink, and my answer is give up on them. The big guy here in the background that's a little bit more green going brown, that's the Annabelle hydrangea that bloomed back in June. Great big heads on it, easy maintenance, cut it to the ground, grows up and looks great. These other two are the other ones in front are more panicled or shrub type hydrangeas. A couple of things that may throw you off on bloom size. The little guy here, the smaller bloom, which is still big is limelight hydrangea, and this plant's taller than I am. So it's a nice big, completely covered with blooms. These great big huge blooms are on a little dwarf hydrangea called Little Lamb. It's a hydrangea that can be sometimes hard to find because when you first plant it, these blooms are so big, they pull the plant over, and then you get about 2 or 3 years under it, and it's just an unbelievable plant. So it's a hydrangea. It stays under 4 feet, but these blooms, to give you a reference, are almost a foot long. So it's huge, and zero maintenance. That's the whole key. You don't have to worry about any pH, anything. A little bit of moisture. We've had plenty of moisture this spring, so they've had these humongous showy blooms on them.
And even when the water cuts off in the summer, they still do.
They haven't done
pretty
too
well.
bad. I mean, they're showing it a little bit today. It's been, I show it too today. But
yeah, there's been some warmth this summer.
They make a great cut flower too.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's beautiful as a cut flower. Great,
But
thank
the
you
size
for
of the bloom
comparing.
doesn't necessarily mean, the bigger the plant doesn't mean the bigger the blooms. It's really got to be by the cultivar or what that way.
Okay, thank you, Dyke. That looks great. Okay, we're going to pass it over to you, Teresa Mears.
Well, hello. I'm Teresa Mears. I'm a horticulture instructor at Parkland College here in Champaign, Illinois. And I have a question from a viewer about red raspberries. And they have, each year they've been losing the number of raspberries they're getting, and they're getting long and leggy, and they've done some pruning, and they're still not getting good results. And with raspberries, a lot of it is not only the timing of the pruning, but what you are pruning. You have to make sure you're pruning the right age wood. The plant's perennial, the stalks coming out of the ground, your canes, are biennial, meaning they'll live 2 years. So you may have to tag some of your stalks to see what you have and know which one you're pruning. You want the second year stalk to produce your actual fruit. The first year stalk, he's not going to produce the good fruit, but he's going to get the age to be able to produce the fruit. And so it's a little tricky. It's a little bit more than just going out and cutting them back, because you'll cut everything back and then you're always fighting that and not getting good bloom. If you really want some more information, there is some nice publications that the University of Illinois has produced, and their Illinois Pubs publication site does sell the publications to you for a small fruit pruning, and so it's wonderful. Dr. Bob Skirvin is still here at the university. He is our raspberry expert, and if he were on, he would answer every question. And the Fine Gardening has a website that I Googled just to Google something that came out with beautiful pictures explaining this in detail. So there is good resources. Check with your extension agent, check with the university, find some good help. And it's not hard, but it's a pruning issue more than likely. You're either hitting them at the wrong time or taking too much off.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Teresa. And now to you, Bill Erickson.
Okay, thank you. My name is Bill Erickson, and I'm a landscape architect with Prairie View Landscaping Company here in Champaign, Illinois. And my specialty is mainly residential landscape design. And I'm going to talk about a question that a viewer had today about a butterfly garden, and apparently this is Phil emailing in. He's got a butterfly garden and hummingbird garden that's quite beautiful, but he's having trouble with Japanese beetles, and he's wondering how to control the beetles without hurting the butterflies and hummingbirds and the bees in his garden. And unfortunately, he's got a very difficult situation on his hands to do this. Chemicals really aren't recommended because of killing bees and butterflies. And so the best method is still going to be just a manual picking off the bugs off the plants. And this can be done a little easier in the early morning because the bugs are on the plants and they haven't had their morning coffee yet, and they're pretty easy to knock off the plants. So you put a white sheet or some kind of cloth on the ground, shake the plants a little bit, and they'll fall down on that, and you can collect them easier than later in the day. So picking them off is probably the first thing I would do. Grubs like a very warm, moist soil, so don't over-irrigate your yard. Make sure that you're not giving them too healthy of an environment to get started in, because the Japanese beetles will develop from these grubs. Pick any fruit that's overripe, get that out of the yard, because Japanese beetles will be attracted to that. And in other cases, besides butterfly gardens, you can plant resistant type of plants that aren't bothered so much by the Japanese beetles. If you're going to spray anything, spray the grubs in the soil. Don't spray the plants, and use a very safe type of grub chemical that won't affect the honeybees. And one of the best is it's a halofenozide. The product is actually called Mach 2 or Vendex, and that's the best one to use for not killing honeybees. Be careful when you spray it. Don't spray it near water. It is toxic to fish and amphibians, so you have to be selective on where you spray this. Mow any clover in the yard before you spray it so that the bees don't come back the next day, and also do it in the evening after the bees have gone back to their hives. So that would be the best recommendations there. Phil was also wondering about a vine that he had in his yard. I don't know if we've got a picture up of that. It looks like it's clematis, so
Yes.
that would be the ID on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
there it is.
give us an example of what would be great to have with Japanese beetles.
Okay, well, yes.
I'm looking at this beautiful design
right,
here.
Right, I brought in some very good examples of butterfly attracting plants and hummingbird attracting plants. And we have a lot of nectar plants. This is butterfly weed, the orange one here. And then we have butterfly bush, which is the long purple panicles. Those are excellent for attracting butterflies. The butterfly weed is actually a type of milkweed, and that's what monarchs need for their larval food. And there's coneflower in here. I did stick in an annual zinnia. They will attract butterflies very well. This is a nice allium or onion called millennium. It doesn't reseed, so you don't have to worry about it going all over the yard. There's some blue salvia in here, some catmint, black-eyed Susan. We've got some sedum here on the backside, which would be later in the year. Phil was wondering about a plant that maybe he didn't list in his list of butterfly attracting plants. That would be a good one. The sedum spectabile is the type that you want to look for butterflies. So
And a lot of these Japanese beetles don't affect too many of them, the rose it
right.
would.
Several of them are pretty good. There's a rose in there just for the red color. Hummingbirds love red, and so that's why that's in there. Also, we've got some cardinal flower over here, which isn't surviving the vase too well, but that's an excellent one for hummingbirds. And in fact, hummingbirds are one of the few creatures that can pollinate this plant because it has such a deep flower throat.
Wow.
So
That's really
it's
a
very
good
exciting.
collection.
Yeah, a yard with a butterfly garden is a very interesting thing to have.
The swallowtails have been fantastic this year in my garden, and the monarchs too.
Yeah, yeah.
They really like they like variety, and that's
Right.
good variety. Thank you folks very much. Those were really good. Well, let's go to the video about the Did You Know segment next. Bamboo is the fastest growing woody plant in the world. It can grow 35 inches in a single day. All I can say is, oh my. Make sure that's what you want in your garden and that your neighbor doesn't get involved either. Let's go to the phone lines next, and we're going to go to Martha's question on line 2 about surprise lilies. Hi, Martha.
Hello. I watch your show.
Thank you.
Almost every week and enjoy it greatly. I wanted to ask, when is a good time to move the bulbs for the surprise lily?
Anytime you can get them. You just got to know where they are. So usually as soon as they're done blooming, if you can mark so you can get back to them. But we had some that somebody brought us into the greenhouse, and the poor things got set in the corner and kind of forgotten about. And we got them planted sometime later, and finally got them planted outside. And you wouldn't know you even moved them. They're so happy. They're really pretty dependable and pretty durable. It's just the trick is knowing where they are so you can actually find your bulb when it's time to dig them.
And someone gave me some after they had, they leaf out and then they die back. Someone had dug some for me, and I put them on a table in my garage, and I sort of forgot about them.
Yeah.
And they were starting to flower horizontally.
Yeah, they're crazy.
So I got them planted, and they looked great this year. It was a couple years back.
But they're tough. It's a little dry right now. If we get the rain this weekend, within the next couple weeks would be a good time, but I wouldn't want to do much digging right now.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your question, Martha. And let's go to Tony's question on line 4 about, looks like it's about tomatoes. Hi, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing great.
All right, I love this show.
Thank you.
And my question is about tomatoes. I grow Better Boy and Big Boy. And this is the first year I've encountered this, so it's kind of new to me. The fruit is perfect, but when you slice it open, not on all of them, but on some of them, the seed pods that are in the tomato itself, some of them are black. What's causing this?
And it's not mold, it's just black. Did he go away?
Yeah.
No, I'm still here. What'd
It's
you say,
not
Diane?
mold. It's not moldy. It's just they've turned black.
No, the inside of a perfectly ripened tomato, around the seed clusters that are inside the tomato itself, some of them are black.
Okay. I have not seen that.
Yeah, I haven't either.
I haven't either.
We do not have a tomato specialist on this evening. However, I can see if John Bodensteiner, or we'll have to find out someone who knows that. I've not seen that. And does the tomato, do you cut away? Does the
You
rest,
might know, and then air the air.
does the tomato taste good? The other parts of it?
I'm afraid to eat it.
Yeah. Okay, well, we will have to find out. Black seeds in the inside. I really have not seen that. No wonder you haven't either. Okay. Well, we're going to move on, and we hope we can find that out for you for next week. Let's go to Kathy's question on line 4, and it's about milkweed. Hi, Kathy.
Hi. I tore out all these vines that had little teeny tiny icky things on the stems, and later on I found out that they were butterfly eggs. So this year I have beaucoup of them, and I want to know if I can take those vines and move them to another place, because we're going to reside our house, and I don't want them to be hurt. Is it going to, if I take those milkweed things and kind of move them out of the way, is that going to disturb the cycle?
Wait, are we talking milkweed vine? The vine that's really fast growing? That's a noxious weed?
Well, I
Are
think
you
it
talk-
is. But he has all of these little teeny tiny orange things along the stem.
Are
Aren't
they
those?
aphids?
Those are aphids.
Those
I've
are
been seeing
aphids.
aphids this
Yeah.
year.
Because there's a lot of orange
In-
aphids on the milkweed stuff out now.
Intense amounts of aphids on the top of
There's
milkweeds.
also a black and orange bug that's also a lot on milkweeds. But
Well, and there's a lot of different things on milkweed.
So this is a milkweed plant. I mean, an actual, like with a stem, not a vine, right?
It has, yes. It's
Okay.
well, no, these are the vines, and they. So am I wrong about what I'm saying?
No, if you're seeing a lot of little things, I'm thinking it sounds like aphids, and that's that honeyvine milkweed.
Which
That-
is more of
that
a
one,
weed.
right.
Yeah, it's a very.
That'll-
If you let it get started, it'll go up and over
Over
8-foot shrubs in a
Big
matter
shrubs,
of days.
yes.
I don't know if
So
I'd
don't
be purposely
encourage that one.
encouraging it.
No, I wouldn't.
I was in a yard just a couple weeks ago that due to health reasons, homeowner hadn't been there for a year, and they had whole shrubs that were completely roses you couldn't find underneath that vine. So I don't know. But the orange you were seeing on it has got to be aphids. It's really common to have orange aphids on any of the milkweeds.
And
But
heavy right now.
yeah,
They're heavy.
And if it was butterflies, you would see the caterpillar. She thought it was
Well, she's thinking egg capsules, but they're not this time of year.
No, it's not this time of year. So I would not maybe encourage the vine,
No.
but definitely encourage the milkweed plant itself.
Right.
So, and it seems like we have another question about milkweed. Let's go to that one on line 6 with Marilyn. Hi there, Marilyn. What's your milkweed question?
My question is, I've got the butterfly bushes and a couple other flowers. I'm getting the butterflies, and I thought, well, I want to make way for more monarchs, and I said, I'm going to get a milkweed this spring and plant it. My husband had a fit. He said, no, those are awful. They're invasive. So what kind of milkweed am I looking for?
This is Bill's.
yeah.
Well,
The
This
one
is
you have right
Bill's
there.
answer.
Yeah, there is a butterfly weed, the orange one. Probably the best one, though, is common milkweed, as far as their
You
know,
heard her
liking,
husband.
liking the plant. Yeah, you're just going to have to scratch out any volunteer seedlings, and keep it in an area, that's confined. But I
Yeah,
wouldn't be afraid to do it. It's a very valuable plant. We need it now in the ecosystem. With all the agricultural activity, we're losing a lot of habitat for monarchs and other butterflies. So I'd definitely try it.
Yeah, I mean the orange one's the butterfly weed milkweed.
Which is
There's
tuberose.
also swamp milkweed. Neither one of those are aggressive. The biggest problem with the butterfly weed, if you can encourage a lot of monarchs, butterfly weed can't handle a ton of caterpillars on it. It's not that big of a plant.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the big key to common milkweed is cut those seed pods off before they drop the seeds. That's how it gets. I mean, it is a big perennial plant. It's going to be a big colony, a 2 foot
Right.
across thing, 2 foot across. But to keep it, what he's talking about spreading all over the place is the seeds
The
that
seeds,
blow.
right.
So cut those seed pods off,
Yeah.
and that'll eliminate.
There you go.
Now I'm making it sound easy, but
Right,
yeah,
right.
that's
Yeah.
going to get rid of
It's
a lot
not
of
hard to do that at all.
No.
Yeah. One other thing on the butterfly weed, the orange one, they need very good drainage. So you're going to want to have a very sandy soil. They don't like low areas or heavy clay. They'll be gone pretty fast.
They'd
if you
like a
put
nice
'em in
berm, if you can make a
yeah,
berm.
a berm,
Yeah.
right, and then they'll thrive.
I've started them from seed, and
But we
You know-
sell them most years at our sale.
yeah, it's
They're relatively easy.
right. And then let those go to seed. Because the first ones I had, the monarchs just wiped it out.
You could also get the tropical, the Mexican bloodflower,
True.
which blooms
Which is
blooms
annual.
like that. Yeah, it's an annual, but if you're feeding them, if you know
But
you've got
you-
a bunch, that's
You get it going fast that way. Okay, well, let's go to back to the emails, and I'm going to look to you first, Dyke.
okay. Caller wrote in here about looking for evergreens, but particularly wanted to know what he could do in the backyard to get some kind of screening. And he had originally was looking at blue spruce, and he'd heard that it's maybe not a good choice, and wanted to know what choices to have. The deal with the blue spruce is they really got hammered back in the drought of 2012, and particularly ones that were in what I would say in more bad growing conditions. Didn't like having either shallow soil or bad soil or stunted roots, and did take it on the chin. The problem is we just don't have a lot of big evergreens. Spruce, blue spruce, or Norway spruce for your choice. White pine seems to be what everybody's looking at right now. That's probably what I would do. The problem is if we all plant the same plant, we're going to be right back into trouble. Arborvitaes, if you need narrow, both those spruce and pines need a lot of space, don't fit more of a farmyard than a typical home lot. Arborvitaes, but they took it on the chin in the drought too. One thing to keep in mind, I mean, I live out on the open prairie. I don't have to have evergreens to slow down the wind. I can use some big viburnums and let them get 6, 8+ feet tall, and that'll stop the wind and not have to have the width of a huge spruce tree. So, you know, arrowwood viburnum or snowball viburnum, and they do quite a bit to, I can grow things in my yard that I couldn't when I first moved back to the farm.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Good suggestions. And now, Teresa.
All right, I have a Monticello gardener who has a plant in her yard that she was wondering if it is an edible opal basil. It's next to her butterfly weed, so we're still on the butterfly train.
Great.
And it's a nice purple leaf plant, and based on the picture I'm seeing, I'm going to say not a basil, but a coleus. And a leggy coleus, which could have withstood a little bit of pinching back to keep it a little more lush. The purpler color is going to be where the sun is getting it, so if you keep it more compact, you don't have that variegation in shades and colors of the purple to green that you're seeing. But I don't think I'd be eating this one.
That also looks like a perilla.
I was wondering when I
If
saw
it's
it on the
self-seeding,
screen.
it could be. There is a perilla that looks like coleus. I mean, hard to tell apart, but if it's spreading itself, that's where it tends
Yes,
to do that.
I don't know if she.
But I've never seen a basil have textured foliage.
No.
Usually that's the key. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just beautifully dark purple, almost black purple. It's mine look great this year because it's so warm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. And now Bill.
Okay. Well, I've got an email from Jack, and he has some edible cherry and apple trees in his yard, and they're losing their leaves early. And he included a picture of one of the leaves, and he's probably looking at a disease here, not an insect problem, and it's probably a fungus of some type. There's apple scab, powdery mildew, rust, black rot are different fungus types of diseases that fruit trees are affected by. These are wind-blown spores. And they can blow as far as 4 miles away and come in contact with plants in your yard. So they like cool, wet weather, and that's exactly what we had here to start the year. So it's a very good year for fungus problems on fruit tree leaves. The best chemical application would be some type of a sulfur-based fungicide, and that's something you don't want to put on very heavily. You can actually put too much sulfur on plants and kill a lot of the microorganisms that are on the foliage by overdoing it. So go with minimum applications, and you'll do this when the buds are in the pink stage until 2 weeks after the petal drop, and do it 2 or 3 times during that time period, and that should help quite a bit with eliminating fungus problems later in the year. Plants are like people. They need a strong immune system, and so cultural practices are very important. You'll want good air circulation, good drainage, avoiding plant stress, watching the soil type that you plant in, that it's a good soil, avoiding any damage to the tree. So if you can get the immunity levels up in the plant, they'll have a better chance as well. Other products you could try, and I believe on this leaf picture that we saw, that's probably a rust problem. There's a product for rust called Soap Shield, which is a natural product with copper and fungicidal soap. You could try that for rust problems. And then look at some websites that are helpful too. Stark Brothers has a very helpful organic natural pest and disease control section in their website. And another very good one is groworganicapples.com. It's very proven methods. You're not getting somebody experimenting here. You're getting some proven methods on a website like that. So check out groworganicapples.com.
Okay, well, thank you very much for that. Let's go to our tomato mag quiz video next. Which color of tomatoes has the lowest acid content? A, red, B, yellow, C, orange, D, none of the above. D, none of the above. Despite the belief, all three have the same acid content and are equally safe to can. Now in my garden, I'm growing the Sun Gold, the little yellow one, and it is delicious. Do you folks have a favorite?
I have a new one I've been growing.
Okay.
I didn't know anything about it. It's an heirloom peach, and
Okay.
it actually is about the size of an apricot, not a peach, but it almost feels fuzzy to touch, but it's, I don't see anything on it. I can't actually see any hairs, but it is so good.
I have had that one before. It's really good.
My best this year has been Chef's Orange, or Chef's Choice Orange, or something like that.
Chef's Choice Orange. Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have to.
I like Juliet.
Okay, good.
Very
We
good
got
one.
it in. Thank you, folks, so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.